This year, Ridgeside Lake is the epicenter of Fowler toad community in the North Burial Ground. Normally they're at the rainwater pool, but this year the rainwater pool doesn't seem to have any Fowler's toad tadpoles, but Ridgeside Lake does. Often you hear toads, calling at night, and you see sometimes some tadpoles. Very rarely do they make it through the whole season. There's too many predators in the pond. But this is pretty typical of what a Fowler's toad community looks like. They're pretty densely packed. They spend a lot of time resting, a lot of time eating, and the rest of the time there's not much going on. They're kind of oblivious to all other things on the earth except food. What this picture shows very clearly and simply is the difference in size between the two tadpoles. What that says is that there were matings on different nights, based probably a week apart, and so the older one is much larger and the younger one is the small one. While Fowler's toad tadpoles live in dense communities, they are in no way social. They may be touching each other, but everything I have ever been able to observe says that the tadpole that they're next to is simply random. They have no relationships. They move on, they come bump into another one, and it's mostly like they don't even know that the others are there. This bullfrog tadpole, if you look carefully at the base of the tail, those are some pretty big sized legs. My guess is in about a month this guy will sprout front legs, shrink its tail, and turn into a little frog. The frogs and toads are vegetarians as tadpoles, which is so interesting that they turn into such good predators as adults. Here's a few shots of bullfrogs sitting along the edge of the pond. The pictures are a real study in how the water shows up in different colors and different lights. I think they're trying to pick insects off the surface of the water, I'm not sure. But the swifts always put on a great show. You can tell it's a young hawk by the white face. And the two of them have fledged. They're flying around. Of course, they're still hanging around because the adults are still feeding. Here are some scenes of the adult, the red-tailed adult. Look at it carrying that squirrel. It must have just caught it. It's hauling it away from me. And I let the camera run on it for a while, and then I moved the camera around and we'll see some pictures from the other side. But yeah, it starts off by getting rid of the fur, and then it will start to eat. A colleague and I were saying, strip the fur off for the babies, eat a little bit, and then drop the carcass where they'll get it. But here we're still with the adult in its feeding stage, and it doesn't actually seem to be eating much, mostly just ripping off the stuff. Though it seems to swallow that hair.